I've relapsed, and I'm obsessed with Destiny 2 again. Help. I've been having a lot of fun trying out different builds, and this Solar Hunter build might be my favorite so far. Think, infinite knife trick and nearly instant blade barrage potential, and it's all because of these. The Shards of Galanor, which automatically refill your supercharge by 50% as long as all of your blades hit a target. The focus of this build though is to just do as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, so we can use that blade barrage over and over again. First off, let's go over our abilities, aspects, and fragments. Firstly, of course, you're gonna want blade barrage. Next, Gambler's Dodge, and you're gonna see why in just a minute. You're gonna want to run Knife Trick, of course. I believe that this has the best ad clearing capabilities, and it scorches your targets. In your grenade slot, you can kind of run whatever you want. I usually go for the healing grenade because I'm not very good at the game, and this has saved me time and time again. But if you want your class ability back even faster, I suggest the incendiary grenade or the fusion grenade, just because they will scorch the hell out of everything. For our aspects, we're running On Your Mark, which isn't super important, but it does give us an extra fragment slot, and I think that's worth it. Now, the key to this build's gameplay loop is the knock 'em down aspect. On top of adding even more blades to your blade barrage, this also fully refills your charged melee instantly upon final blows while radiant. Now, for fragments, we've got the Ember of Beams. This will increase the projectile target acquisition of your blade barrage, ensuring that those blades hit as many targets as possible, or all of them land on the same target if you're using it on a boss. This helps make sure we get that 50% super energy back from the Shards of Galanor. Next, we want the Ember of Torches, which makes you and nearby allies radiant upon using your powered melee. This is important because our knock 'em down aspect will instantly refill our melee charge when we get a final blow while radiant. Next, Ember of Empyrean, which will extend that radiant effect. And then we also want to throw on the Ember of Singeing, which will ensure that we have our Gambler's Dodge back even faster. Gambler's Dodge is huge in this build because there's a chance that you'll miss your first knife trick, which will not activate the knock 'em down aspect. Gambler's Dodge ensures that we have another chance to begin our gameplay loop. Finally, we're going to want the Ember of Ashes, which will apply even more scorch stacks to targets, which means even more damage. Now that we've got all that sorted, let's buff ourselves even more through our armor mods. On the helmet, I typically run hands-on to provide additional super energy on melee kills, a Harmonic Siphon, which will create orbs of power from solar weapon final blows, and Powerful Friends, which will increase your allies' armor charge by 1 when you pick up an orb of power. If you're more of a solo player though, you can swap this with whatever you want. Next is our Shards of Galanor. We're going to want Heavy-Handed to create orbs of power upon melee final blows, Impact Induction to reduce our grenade cooldown with every powered melee attack, and Focusing Strike, which will give us class ability energy with every powered melee attack. On our chest armor, this is entirely up to you. I personally run Emergency Reinforcement because I find myself getting a little too cocky sometimes, and Unflinching Harmonic Aim, which will reduce the flinch when aiming a solar weapon. For leg armor, I'm running 2 stacks of Solar Weapon Surge, and on our class armor, I typically run Reaper, which will spawn an orb of power following a weapon final blow shortly after using class ability, Time Dilation to make your armor charge last longer, and 1-2 Finisher, which will restore your melee abilities following a finisher. So now, your super's going to be charging insanely quick. I like to use the Sunshot hand cannon as it has the potential to clear out entire rooms of enemies with only a few shots. On top of this, the Sunshot scorches enemies now, which is big. That'll fuel our class ability. But the main source of our super energy is going to come from our knife trick. This is most effective against red bar enemies, as they'll usually die instantly to knife trick, which in turn will instantly restore our charged melee, and the cycle repeats. If you manage to find a crowd of red bars, you can fully spam your knife trick and fill your super up in under 30 seconds. Watch my super energy every time I use knife trick. That's filling up fast, and if I was better at the game, that would have filled up nearly instantly. Anyway, this build's a ton of fun. I highly recommend giving it a shot. If you have any suggestions on how to make this build even better, by all means leave them in the comments. Otherwise, let me know what your favorite build is. Maybe I'll take it for a spin. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I'll see you in the next one.